Hi, this is Sheila Meggers with my case study on parental apathy. There are a number of things that I do know about this case. First, Mrs. Rose is a new assistant principal at John F. Kennedy School. John F. K. School appears to have little communication with the parents and community. Next, the principal believes communication is adequate and that parents do not have any interest in being involved. He says he tried to involve parents when he first started, but with little success. Also, JFK School does not have a PTO or PTA. The principal agrees to hold a meeting to assess parental involvement. There are only 8 parents that show up for the meeting. There are also some things that I need to know. First, why is there very limited communication with the parents in the community? Second, why is the principal so opposed to trying to increase parental involvement? I also would like to know why he did not approve of a PTO or PTA. Why did these groups not work out before? Why will he only consider forming a parents' advisory group and nothing more? I'd also like to know what types of communication are currently being used in the school, and what are the perceptions of the community regarding the school. And finally, I would like to know why the principal, or what the principal means when he says probable non-representativeness of the parents who showed up for the meeting. I'm not sure if it's just not the right crowd that he had in mind. I would like to know a little more about that. Based on what I know and what I need to know, the problem is that there is minimal communication with the parents and community of JFK School. The parents are uninvolved and the principal is not overly interested in trying to improve the situation. The first thing I would do to fix my plan of action is to proceed with the parent meeting. I would send the message that these parents are valuable by holding the meeting. I would share my desire to have parents involved in school. I would get parents' input on how they would like to be involved in their students' education. Next, I would find out why parents have not been very involved in the past. I would also encourage parents to visit with other parents and community members. Sometimes word of mouth is the best way to recruit new volunteers. And finally, I would determine what day and time work best for parents to meet again. The second thing I would do is to work on implementing the suggestions of the parents. I would establish a parent advisory group. I would work with parents to establish a PTO or PTA if there was interest. I would help organize volunteers or any other committees that were suggested. Then I would create a survey to collect data on parent perceptions, desired methods of communication, and willingness to be involved. And finally, I would reassess periodically the ideas implemented and adjust as needed. And the third thing that I would do is to work closely with the parent advisory group. I would schedule the meetings and determine the agenda. I would use data from the survey to develop a plan for finding ways of improving communication with parents. Next, I would implement ways of communicating with the community and local businesses. I would also use a variety of communication methods such as notes home, emails, social media, phone calls, website, or anything else suggested by the surveys or parents. I would determine ways to encourage and increase community involvement within the school, and all of this with the help of the parent advisory group. I see this being a leadership group within the school. And finally, I would keep the principal informed as to the ideas and actions of the parent advisory group. I will promote the success of all students by implementing a comprehensive program for school and community relations. I learned the importance of good communication in one of my master's classes, and I learned that this is crucial to schools being successful and helping students. JFK School has minimal contact with parents in the community, and effective communication is a critical component of schools that meet student needs. Second, I will promote the success of all students by helping parents organize a PTO or PTA. There's currently no PTO or PTA, although there was in the past. This will promote communication between parents and staff again. PTO or PTAs often do fundraisers to provide items that can improve the success of students at school. Often this is a good resource for field trips or equipment that teachers need that there just are not funds for otherwise. PTO and PTAs can organize book fairs, family nights, etc. Things that would improve the educational environment for all students. And finally, PTOs and PTA members often volunteer at school events, in classrooms, and on field trips. And students directly benefit from the extra supervision and classroom assistance. And finally, I will promote the success of all students by working closely with the Parental Advisory Council. The principal currently receives very minimal input from several phone calls and parent comments at conferences. This council will provide a wider range of input to better meet student needs. This group can look at the survey data to make decisions as well. The Advisory Council can also share concerns and ideas that they hear from other parents. And hopefully over time, this council will grow to include more parents. This group can serve as leaders in the school as they work to improve education for all students. What was I thinking? As I processed this case, I wanted to know why the principal is so complacent about communication with parents in the community. Does he not realize that involving parents could really improve the school? Why do parents not want to be involved? I also want to know about the demographics and the size of this school. And do parents not feel welcome at school? Depending on the demographics, sometimes I know parents can maybe feel intimidated by the school. Maybe it's work schedules. I just thought knowing demographics might help come up with ways to better include parents and make them feel welcome and needed in the school environment. What was I feeling? I feel disappointed that the principal has not already established good communication with parents in the community. I also feel concern over opportunities for students that are lost by not involving parents at the school. I am surprised that there is no PTO or PTA. And I am also curious as to why parents do not seem overly concerned about being involved in their children's education. What was I valuing? I value the need to establish a plan for improving school-community relations. Second, I value convincing the principal that strong relationships with parents and community are critical to schools. And finally, I value providing students with the best education possible, and I believe that includes collaborating with parents and community members. What is unresolved or open for further investigation? First, I would like to know what would make parents want to be more involved. I would also explore ideas of parents to get others involved. And finally, I would reassess communication forms periodically to see what is working and what needs to be adjusted. As an administrator, I collaborated with families and community members to contribute to the school's success. First, I went ahead with the meeting in order to begin collaboration with a group of parents. Then I used the survey data and the advisory group to come up with effective ways to communicate with parents and community members. As an administrator, I responded to the diverse needs and interests of the community on an ongoing basis. Promoting input from the parent advisory group, PTO or PTA, survey, and any other groups that are formed will help meet diverse needs. Second, using multiple forms of communication will help reach a diverse population. And finally, reassessing periodically the effectiveness of communication and parent involvement will help meet diverse community interests and needs. As an administrator, I mobilize community resources to address and help solve problems in a way that supports the school. First, establishing a PTO or PTA. They will fundraise and encourage involvement from community groups and businesses. And finally, the Parent Advisory Group will work at communicating with and involving community groups in the school. Thank you.